Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGLgg Invite Highlander playoff match. We are in the first week of playoffs, coming at you with the 2 versus 3 seed, the League of Lemons against Froggieland. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. This is going to be one of the matches we've been waiting for all season. I see that I'm now Space Ghost Coffee, so let me just become a sniper main who turns around once every 5 minutes. But
Yo!
I'm sure Dolphin's going to fix that. But yeah, there I am. So yeah, these two teams, they come through the rest of the regular season, 2 and 3 seed overall. We've seen some competitive gameplay between the two of them on Ashville. I believe that was week 6. And we're going to be starting out here tonight on Ashville. Now I'm a Dolphin. I'm not blinking, but you know.
I know, it does. The Dolphin does not blink. Just need to state that on the record.
I'm not crazy. I saw it. Yeah, but there's our pick ban up on the screen. Ashville going to be coming at you guys first here tonight. CP Steel, Froggie's pick second up, and if we need it, it's going to be an upward tiebreaker. Although, what are you noticing about this pick ban here? There's a couple of interesting things, I think.
Well, I think the first thing that jumps out at me is that a Demento team didn't ban Steel. I don't know if that's because they're not the 1 seed, so that rule only applies when they're the 1 seed. But not banning Steel is really surprising to me. I think Froggy banning Product is perfectly understandable against this team. Just the amount of DM on this and Nixie's ability to just absolutely pop off and take control of a match, I think, really, really favors them in that case. And I think you look at the Scouts as well. I would kind of lean that in favor of League of Lemons right there. So Product, the map, you kind of expect the big 3, the Highlander Trinity, to really show up, and I'd lean advantages in favor of Lemons on that. The Vigil ban from Lemons is interesting. I know that's the map they lost to Fast Fourth on, which I'd almost expect like some more deep level thinking on the ban, but maybe they just said we lost it, we're not good at it, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's respectable enough, right? If you don't like the map, just take it off. The enemy team might look at your VOD, they might see like what Fast Fourth did to beat you, and you kind of want to get rid of the only tape of you losing a match in the season if you can help it sometimes. So yeah, that is their choice. And then Asheville comes in, you mentioned Product, that caught the M so heavily in favor of Lemons on paper. They're fine with taking it to Asheville. Now, we did see this matchup in week 6 on Asheville. It went 4-2 for Lemons. Lemons led 3-0 off the bat, off of some rounds that Froggy may have had a chance in if they played a little bit better. Froggy brought back 2 rounds and then narrowly just couldn't get it across anymore. So while this is Lemons sided, this could be closer than we might think.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that the first 2 rounds of that match were an absolute carnival for Jacob on Soldier. Just snapped his fingers and Virgil disappeared. No medics, no Ubers, no nothing from her for those 2. Maybe got 1 or 2 off, but realistically was not a factor in the game. But after the halftime, Froggy really started to come back. And I mean, if you started the match, if you wrote off the first half as warm-up, right, that match is 2-2, and I think Froggy had more momentum than League of Lemons did. So if they can kind of pick up where they left off and not need 2 rounds to really get into the ring, I think Froggy could make this a lot closer. But then I think the Steel pick is interesting, but not that surprising ultimately. I think that Froggy's a team that when they're at their best, they're playing really well. There's very few mistakes that they make, and they're kind of like a greater than the sum of their parts type of team. And I think teams like that are always tend to do really well in Steel because it is so coordination focused. The mistakes can be so punishing, especially when you're on defense. And I think that if Froggy's going to play at a level where they can beat the league tonight, Steel's a map where they can easily win on.
Yeah, but we do have the rosters on your screen. We can run down them real quick. On League of Lemons is going to be Wish on Scout, Dur on Soldier, X-Hunter on Pyro, Joey Lemons on Demoman, Carson on Heavy, Hyphen on Engineer, Blake on Medic, Nixie on Sniper, and AGB on Spy.
Over the side of Froggieland, it will be Technomo on Scout, Freelander on Soldier, Pyrus on Pyro, Townsy on Demoman, Moist on Heavy, Exa on Engineer, Virgil Medic, Star on Sniper, and Construed on Spy.
Yeah, and we do know that these teams, we've seen them multiple times this season. Froggy especially, we've cast them, I believe, this is their 4th cast now. So we know these players, you guys know these players. We know what they can do in the server, and we know who's prone to the pop-offs and who's prone to the mistakes. And I do think on Asheville, a map that's so dominated by impact classes like Sniper, Demoman, Soldier, Scout, I think that you have to edge League of Lemons in your predictions if you're going at it by the paper, right? It just feels like League of Lemons has been very good all season on DM focused maps. They're leading in predictions right now, and I do favor them as well. I think I don't want to be a broken record, but I do think Lemons probably has this one about 4-2 again. I'm leaning in their favor for this one.
I think I said this in the match, but I'm gonna go 4-3 again. I think that we're not going to see such a comedy show in the first 2 rounds. I think not having Demento on Soldier is going to be a noticeable drop off, as opposed to Dur, who I think honestly I think might have better DM, but Demento's game sense is just unparalleled right now in Invite. His ability to just know where to be at the right times, the right routes to take, when to go in. I don't think Dur can match up to that personally. But I'm just looking at the rest of this, and I'm very intrigued about Lemons opting into Upward last instead of Prute, which was the other map up for choice there. Where the way I'm looking at it, if Lemons 2-0s, it doesn't matter, right? It's a moot point. But if Froggy wins either map, really, I would think that you'd feel more comfortable on Prute on the DM map where you can play around your really strong scout and your really strong demo than you would on Upward, which I think can be a little bit maybe more momentum focused coming off of Steel. You're coming off the stopwatch. Wish can't do as much. Because when I look at these two teams, I think the gap that I'm most concerned about right now is on the scouts.
Yeah, Technomo versus Wish, that Scout v Scout matchup. And a lot of that, the tone for that entire matchup is going to be very clear early on Ashville, where scouts meet each other often, whether it's in Uber charges or in roof fights or flank fights. So we're going to see if Technomo is able to stand up to Wish kind of the tenured top invite scout that we've known for years now. Technomo, no slouch himself, but he just isn't proven as high of a level as Wish yet, so that is a gap that we're looking for. Another thing I want to bring up, of course, is the Sniper v Sniper matchup. You mentioned that you don't understand why Lemons would go to Upward last. Well, Upward happens to be Sniper Paradise on a couple of points, and when you do have Nixie on your team, able to rail off kill streak after kill streak, it does give you a bit of confidence, whereas a map like Prute is much more restricting toward the Sniper, so that might be part of their logic, but yeah, I do think SVS is going to be huge, as it always is in Highlander. We've seen both Snipers be able to get those kill streaks going, but it's going to be super indicative of how the matchups go. If you see one Sniper just getting camped by a spy over and over again while the other just rains headshots.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, I'm looking at, like, the first round here to know whether or not this is going to be a close Ashville, or whether or not it's going to be a roll, because if Virgil can... if Virgil can live one bomb in the first round, I think we've got ourselves a match.
Yeah,
Honestly, that sounds like we're trolling, but if you saw
that's
their
exactly
match 2 weeks ago, Virgil legitimately did not live a single bomb from Demento for the first 2.5 rounds, and the second she lived 3 rounds in, Froggy started to turn it, and that's when they won 2 rounds in a row. It was a fiesta. And if they cannot just go down 0-2 against, one of the most successful teams in Invite, I think they've got a really good shot.
Yeah, just don't lose. It's really easy.
If we play perfectly, we can win.
Throwback. For those of you don't see it because of the Dolphin conflict, but Freelander is repping the door tag right now. Shout out to Sleep Theater.
Yeah, everyone's got really old tags on right now. We've got
SARS Easy Money.
Pirates 9 a.m. Dur. Shout out to 9 Angry Men, Loonian fanboys. Where we at?
Is Joey Lemon's Our World Now own clan?
Yep, right the really old one is.
Yeah, everyone in the server's repping their old tags. That is a throwback.
He might be doing that too because Johnny used to be on that one too. Although it might have been a different iteration. I know.
Maybe.
We got 2W Pirates.
Oh yeah, wasn't Johnny on the Oprah Winfrey Network? Or yes. Was something of someone else?
Yeah, he was. I think started as Our World Now. Blake on No Flex Zone. Carson dredging up some dangerous memories with the Fred Infinity tag.
Yeah, we won't talk about what happened with that team. It's redacted by RGL.
I think, what is that? Exa, Sar, and Virgil, and Moist. Is that Sparkle Gang? I think that's Sparkle Gang.
Construd's the baby of this match. He just tagged up as Froggy.
Yeah, Townsy too. Doesn't have anywhere else to go. Easy Money Sar. Ooh, speaking of unfortunate teams.
Yeah, so
that's why we don't go NG and steal setup time, Zag.
Yeah, we do have all the team in the server waiting on the final ratings to come through. We've laid the groundwork. You guys are excited for this match. This winner is going to go on to face the winner of Fast Fourth versus Squirt Yay. So we are favoring Fast Fourth in that match.
Yeah, if the match we saw between the two teams on Steel last week was anything to go by, I think Fast Fourth are the hard favorites in that match.
Yeah, so we might have updates for you on that one throughout the night. I'd expect that one to be over before this one, though, so maybe you'll be able to get the score on that. But we are going to be going here in just a few seconds, 30 seconds. Any last second players to watch, anyone who you want to point out is going to be a big playmaker tonight?
I kind of alluded to this. I'm really interested in how well Durr is able to slot in for Demento. And I think I want to look at Moist, because Moist does have that more aggressive style of heavy that you just don't see as much from people. You know, way more willing to get in there, be forward on, he's got the banana out too. He runs on Ashville, so we'll look to see if he can kind of have a really good game and look to match Carson. Because I think Townsie's capable of going even with Joey, and if Moist is able of going even with Carson, that gives Froggy a really good kind of basis to start off with.
And we'll see if that combo can keep up the pace as we do get started here. It's going to be League of Lemons on blue, Froggieland on red, rolling out to mid. First sticky of damage goes on to Townsy, taking a lot. Spies it up with cross, but Joey's one. Gets a good arrow from his medic. He's taking damage. Bomb over the top coming from Durr. Does some damage, has to back off. In the meantime, Sar gets flanked and taken down with Moist and Townsy dropping to that headshot. That's going to be an easy first mid win in favor of League of Lemons.
Yeah, Blake came in and got that arrow onto Joey just at the right moment. Joey went down to sub 10 HP then. If they were able to get the demo kill, maybe things go a little bit different, but kill from Nixie onto Freelander trying to get behind, I think, in the post fight. But yeah, very, very clean mid there. Maybe things flip if Joey goes down, but he doesn't. And League of Lemons in the driver's seat right now.
Yep, that said, Blake did stay alive, as did Virgil, so both medics going to be on 100% Uber. Looks like they want to walk up to Shutter and Bats, try and get the drop down. There is a sniper pinning on the Shutter, and now Nixie has his eyes trained on it. AGB surfs out, gets out with his life, and we do see Townsy drop off Bats. Uber going to come in just a second, but he eats a headshot. Great shot by Nixie. It's just a solo onto the sky. Now Technomo looking for that sniper, but does get a flash from his medic, so Uber nothing going due to that early snipe onto Townsy.
But Sar finds Nixie, though. That's a sniper down in the post fight. Means that Moist can just walk here out in the open, no one to stop him. That's going to be enough. Carson holding ramp to make sure no one flanks in behind as the rotate goes Shutter. But Moist, a little bit too aggro, gets caught out right in front of Barrels. You lose your heavy there. He's most of your forward pressure. Townsy is back up, and he should look to finish up the cap right now. Carson as well going down to Technomo. That's a big kill onto that heavy. But great pipes by Joey. Going to find Townsy. Technomo goes down next, and the cap does not come through.
Yep, and with the spawns in, we see Nixie's back out, railing off some headshots. Soldier jumping down the Freelander, hits a good rocket, takes down Blake, gets the med kill on Joey as well. So that's going to be the cleanup coming through from that Froggy Soldier. Is going to be a capture. There's a spy running at him, but AGB gets melted by that minigun. Moist going to protect his med there, and the cap goes. They get all their spawners up, and full Uber advantage now being held for Froggy.
Yeah, that's the danger of playing underneath Bats as a medic. Blake went there because it was the fastest way to contest without, directly peeking Shutter, and it worked in the beginning, but you stay there too long, the enemy soldier gets wind of your position. It is so hard to deny that bomb. Freelander goes right in over the top, finds himself too, gets Uber ad in favor of Virgil, which is the big thing. Hunter getting sniped out as Durr goes over onto Bats. Will get forced down into lower, though, as all the kills now, other than Pyrus, going in favor of Froggieland.
Yeah, Contra just declosing lobby, runs at Carson with a revolver and wins the 1v1, so all the players who are forward on League of Lemons there just get rolled. They're going to have to walk back out. Blake is building in spawn though, so this is fine. That was likely going to be their sack play until they bled, so nothing ended up be hurting too much. Blake now up on 75%. They're going to get their spawners up and look to go for the exchange here as time cuts into even territory.
Man, I see Hyphen in the kill feed and I think I have to get excited, but
yep.
just an NG kill. As Nixie being escorted onto ramp, standard kind of push strategy going in here. Joey gonna get popped up onto Bats, but Durr trying to go, I'm not sure where he went in from, but he goes down. Uber though popped out onto point from both teams. A little bit better for Froggieland. They're down kills though. Sar and Constru both down, no pick classes. Point presence obtained, but Joey spamming out of Shutter. Gonna do enough damage to help Technomo go down. Wishes to trade, but Moist dead as well. That's gonna be enough to back out Virgil on his sliver.
Decloaks on Virgil. It's a free med kill. He's running revolver shots. Can he hit them? He does find it on the fourth try. Gonna take down that medic on the retreat there. Good flank by AGB to get his med. The full Uberad coming forward here. Cap goes back in favor of League of Lemons. They're at a 30-second disadvantage, but they'll be able to make up that time.
Yeah, that stinks. AGB was low enough that if Virgil had hit the arrow, she probably lives, but going to come up with that med frag in the clutch. Exa trying to get a little bit aggressive, and Shutter will get stuffed in by Wish and Dur. And now Nixie getting forward on point, looking to be a little bit more aggressive on this angle. But Froggy in the time lead right now, going to dip in favor of...
There's the sack.
And there goes Technoma.
There's Pyrus on Blake, but Blake walks to safety. 300 rebound. One rocket, he gets it with the help of Moist from the Shutter. Moist with that snipe. Gonna be a 96% death for Blake. That's a great sack coming out from Froggy, and exactly what they need now. Virgil up on a 75% advantage.
Exactly. Now they have this Uber they can go right back in, leapfrog it, and Blake still hasn't spawned yet, so still not building. And they may be able to just pressure them here without any heals as Carson on ramp, but Townsy and Constreet both go down. Those are two big picks to get. Moist on the point, able to stop it, but in comes Endure, denied easily. The Uber will come out though, trying to keep people alive, and they're not quite capping, but they do get kills onto Carson and Wish. Moist the trade, as Nixie continuing to rack off kills. Durin again! Gets Virgil low! Oh, almost got her.
Can't find it, but
she goes back in!
She walked back out onto the barrels, and then Dur gets the fadeaway rocket to take that medic down, so now Blake gets the Uber back in his favor. League don't even see the point either. 20 seconds on the clock. Froggy have nothing left in this round. Nixie's quietly been on a 6K, just rolling off shots, doing the damage, and winning it for his team. So now it's a last-second sack coming out from Froggy.
Getting killed there with the walk-in was really unfortunate. Now they're forced to desperation, and Blake not on Uber yet with 5 seconds left, but no through the point. They're not even close to it. 300 going over. Pyro's supposed to jump on it. Now they do have a little bit of halftime, but all the kills going over. Nixie finds 7,
9K.
8, 9 onto Moist, excuse me. Can he get the double-digit streak? Not quite. Star takes him out right at the end, but a good round coming out from League of Lemons. Definitely close. Couple, and if Townsy maybe avoids a couple of unfortunately timed deaths, could be in a double overtime right now.
Yep, and that round was really close until Nixie went on the 9K, so I feel like we know what the objective is going to be for Froggy here coming up in the in-swing rounds. You got to give your sniper some more space. You got to be able to shut down Nixie so he can't just roll your team when it comes down to the clutch. We are into the next mid-fight here. Constreet battle the revolver. Joey again gets very, very low, but Townsy again psych immediately. Nixie
and Wish just beat onto Virgil. Just bought it in, took out the med. That's a play right out of Actor's book. If we got any old heads in the chat here, and that's gonna be it for that thing. No med, no demo, no hope.
Yeah, the mids have not been favorable for Froggy coming out so far. They've just gotten demolished in both of them. Sar does find a fadeaway onto Carson, so they might have some window to try and walk forward. The point isn't even started being capped yet, so they can. AGB walks out. He wants the counter espionage kill. He can't get it. He will end up just fine, though, as they're walking out of Shutter right now, Froggy, all of them. They do get the kill to Joey, which means that with no demo man, they can try to walk forward and get some damage for Froggy. Townsy gonna get killed up and be able to walk back out. Gotta be careful of that sniper on fans, though. Uber now popped out solo onto Wish. Wish gets 1 and 2 coming through with the help of Hunter, so they do end up having to use their Uber, but mid goes in favor of Lemons.
Yeah, effectively a sack there, and shout out to Technomo there. Ran out of Shutter at Joey, getting tanked by Blake, and despite the demo having the beam, just meat shot him like 4 times and killed him. Then ran out, and it was enough to put enough pressure on the league that it forced them. So now Uber ad in favor of Virgil. Really delayed cap coming in there, only 15 seconds off the clock or so.
Yeah, and that's why it's better than just the sack, because they really didn't give up almost any time for that. Now Virgil up on 100% compared to Blake's 50. Froggy will be able to make a play here. That's it. AGB lurking in the back line is going to be able to call this. They are going to walk out of Shutter now. Moist eats a headshot immediately, so they're down 450 health on their heavy. Townsend's out there too. What was the plan there? I feel like they were not synced at all. Where's the medic?
Yeah, Virgil was not planning on using it. I mean,
they're not forced now.
This would have been okay if it was a sack, but you have Ed.
Yeah.
Use everyone. I mean, Nixie has been getting someone out of Shutter every single time, and I think it's on Froggy to start popping a little bit earlier. But, they lose their ad, and now things are really in favor of League of Lemons.
Yep, Carson close on the box, will get that Uber force at the cost of his life. So now it's a solo onto Joey. Wish gonna get some flashes as well. Uber gonna be better for the side of Lemons here. They're gonna be able to walk forward. 1 HP on Technoma, but Star ends up shutting down Nixie, actually doming him. So winning the SVS handily, and there's Freelander coming in over the top, gets Hunter, gets Blake. Pyrus gonna reflect Dur's counter bomb, and they only get Towns. So that's gonna be the fight win coming in for Froggy.
Yeah, interesting that Star's winning the SVS when he's getting so many kills otherwise. You'd think a sniper going on a 9K?
Wish, looking for Virgil, can't quite find her. Gonna get taken down.
Yeah, but you'd think a sniper on a 9K would have gotten 1 kill on the sniper, but no, he's just killing everyone else. Yep, there it is. Caster's Curse, but I mean, Nixie, if Froggy stops dropping Townsy or Moist the second they try to do anything to Nixie, I think they're in a really good spot right now. They're playing fairly well otherwise.
I called Townsy get sniped in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he didn't get sniped. He's being watched right now by the ramp area. Carson gets stabbed and Wish gets flamed down, so now Townsy gets free reign to walk forward, does a lot of damage and takes down Blake. Uses that space perfectly to get the stickies onto the enemy medic, so now Virgil still 100% ad and Froggy turning this time around.
Yeah, Townsy ends up going down for it, but, you die and you get the enemy team's med. Probably worth it in most cases. And what I really like is that...
He has the dead ringer, I think.
Yeah. Froggy's not throwing these post-fights like we saw them back in Week 6, where, they get these kills onto Blake, but then they don't all collapse in post to, one person behind. Which I felt like they were doing a lot. They're actually, getting all the cleanup kills and not losing too many people to immediately tee off a replay.
Yep,
But Nixie opening onto combo again as big jump out of Townsy into Cutter. Gonna get air blasted back, but doesn't really look like he finds anything. So this Uber just to buy some time and space, which will put the clock back in favor of Froggieland, but throws a fairly decent ad back in favor of Blake.
Yeah, that Uber was not good to say the least, but they just felt so pressured because again they're losing someone immediately to that sniper. 450 health again off the pool from the get-go, so they need to do something. They need to take some space. Townsy gonna sack and gets Wish, but not the kill he really wanted there. Hyphen gets a couple shutdowns with that hit scan onto the bombers, so gonna be a recap for Lemons here. They are down about 20 seconds, but it won't be the biggest deal. Gonna wait for the spawns, gonna wait to get their scout back up. They do get him up, and now Nixie, he's posted up, he's on a 4K. They're gonna need to shut him down if Froggy wants to get back in.
Yeah, and importantly, Blake didn't have to use to get back in there, which is really big, because now he's able to sit on that ad. Virgil coming up on 90, but this will be even instead of ad right now had they leapfrogged it. So
Nixie's on the
keep
forward
that really
spot.
big. And yeah, and he goes, oh, Constant almost got the stab onto Joey. Would have been a big pick if he could, but not able to. Durr also almost going down. Freelander letting him out at 10 health.
How's he just walking it? They're gonna go with the Uber
They
immediately
drop
around the corner. Yeah, Techno was not in, so no couldn't come
Oh,
through.
look at Hunter!
Is
He's in so
chasing
deep under
this Pyro.
bats.
It's just a demo here. Demo can't do much into the Pyro. They're gonna flame them down, and Townsy gets backstabbed. It's now Virgil versus AGB in the underground, but Virgil gets to the pack, and they're protected by her spy of all players. And yeah, that Uber does not work out for Froggy. They at least get their medic out alive. Freelander gonna trade his life for the engineer, but time now firmly in favor of Lemons.
Froggieland push the point without dropping someone challenge positive difficulty. Townsy, yep, it continues. Townsy and now Constr both going down, and it feels like Townsy, Tech, or Moist are dead at the start of every fight.
Yeah, they've not had a real full Uber going. That said, Star can open things up with a good pick onto Hunter. That opens up a bomb avenue for Freelander if he wants to look to take it. Blake only on 70%, so they don't have quite yet. It looks like they do want to go.
He smells it. No! Nixie finds the shot onto Freelander, peeked out into the bat site to get that whip, and the Pyro down no longer matters as Hunter's
about to
coming
stab
back
the
up.
sniper. Oh, Star turns around just in time, but 1v1 AGB. Oh, he does push him into the sightline, does get the kill for Nixie, and that Uber out onto the point here, not able to contest, is the Froggieland, and they're going to end up losing that round as well. Going to be 2-0 in favor of Lemons here going into halftime.
Yeah, just good play by them, and I mean, we say like, oh, Froggy should just stop dropping people. I mean, it's not that easy, right? When you've got good demos, good spies, good snipers in the game, like, it's not Froggy playing super poorly, it's League of Lemons playing well.
Yeah, Nixie, he's topping the server of any player but his medic. 42 points right now. He's probably up there in frags. And something is that Constr was getting shut down that half. He didn't really get to do anything. At the end, AGB had 33 points. Constr had 11. So, yeah, AGB is tripling his frags and tripling his points right now.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, when you have AGB was consistently finding kills too with the revolver, and I mean, man, miss the stab, doesn't matter. Either you kill the sniper, you force him into the sideline. Same result.
Isn't it crazy how Townsy has 16 deaths to Joey's 6 and has more DPM?
I mean, he's dying to get damage. That's the clear conclusion.
He has more than twice that. He almost has 3 times the deaths, and he has more DPM than Joey. That's hilarious. But yeah, Townsy topped I think the server. We mentioned it. It feels like he's just always dead, whether it's to a sniper or a spy or a scout running at him. And even though he has that damage, I guarantee you to him, it didn't feel like he was playing that half.
Oh yeah, okay. I just pulled the logs up. I mean, he did what? 95 more damage.
Yeah, but still, with almost 3 times the death,
You're trading 12.
Funny.
You traded 12 deaths for a pipe. Not even
10 deaths. Yeah.
For a pipe -5. Yeah, and I mean, Moist not doing too hot either. Carson didn't have the biggest game, all things considered. But Wish going 15-7, Nixie 21-9, AGB 16-9. Hyphen 3-2, 12 assists. Not bad. It's a solid day. Hyphen.
2 of those kills with a shotgun denies on the bombers in the last half is funny.
Yeah,
he tripled his kills in that moment.
I mean, that was almost like a Nico Jim's log. Just anyone's wondering, there's an old log of Nico Jim's going like 0-25 and 25 on Ashville. 20 no kills, 25 assists, 25 deaths. Did like 220 DPM. So like perfectly normal gameplay, just could not find a frag. One of my favorite logs of all time.
Yeah, and immediate ready up for League of Lemons. They're ready to go. They think they have this map in the bag, and if I were them, I'd think that as well. It feels like Froggy, even though those rounds came down to what, like around a minute to sub a minute time left on the clock for Froggy, it really felt like they just never were in control.
Yeah. There were moments that looked good, but it just was never consistent enough, which is part of the reason why I'm looking forward to them doing a little bit better on Stopwatch, where Stopwatch is less about consistency and be able to consistently hold the point and more about finding those big moments, which I think they were able to. Good bombs out of Freelander, good shots out of Sar. Need Construed to step it back up a bit and find some of those key picks that really help kind of fuel the Froggy machine when they're going. But I think that if Construed's able to step it up and they kind of keep up the style of play, things are going to be a lot closer on a map like Steel.
If I'm Construed here and you're trying to, get into the game, for lack of a better term, on this Asheville second half, and you notice the combo is just shutting you down, you can't get close to the medic, whether it's the heavy has your timing, the pyro's air blasting you always, the medic has a good awareness of your timings, and you see Sar just destroying Nixie destroying your team often, just go some annoying revolver and pester him 24/7. Like, even if you just shoot him in the back when your team's pushing, you hit stun him once, your heavy doesn't get picked out of shutter,
And then he goes, "Oh, God, there's a rat on me," and turns around and, now he's not shooting
it doesn't
your
show
team.
up on logs, right? But it has a lot of game impact if the sniper's able to stand in and is always picking you off the bat, right? Just making him hit stun, making him turn around, getting him out of scope, so you can walk on point without immediately losing a scout demo or heavy in your fights.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically speaking, if you distract a sniper for 10 seconds, that's like most of a kill. If they have a tally up, you figure, if they don't have point, right? 10-second spawn. You distract him for 10 seconds, make him look behind you, make him paranoid, stop his ability to hardscope and really charge up a shot. Might as well be a kill.
Yeah, and I feel like something that's going to be interesting to look at is the mid-fight here, because both mid-fights we've seen be played incredibly quickly, right? Both teams are going for high-octane pop-off mid-fights, and it just feels like Froggy can't get forward enough to make it work. Meanwhile, Lemons just always find opening kills, whether it's to a sniper or a soldier. It just feels like they have pressure from the get-go. So I want to see if Froggy think they can still keep this up and try to be aggressive more, whether or not they want to try and kick it up a notch further and just W them on the point, or if they try to play it for bait, where they know that the soldier's going in, they know where the sniper's posting, maybe they try to bait in Lemons a bit and see if they can counterattack onto some overextending players to win a mid. But yeah, but with both mids just being pretty much unattainable for them in the first half, I feel like you go for a different strat.
You're clearly not looking at chat where Sarah's decided that the secret strat is 9 under on mid.
We need the Alto Sentry Nest. We need the Alto Pug Sentry Nest for that one.
The submarine.
Yep, ready up for the second half of Asheville here. Same team sides going to be coming out here.
Sar lied.
Yep, no underneath.
Got my hopes up for nothing.
Wish already going underneath. Going to be fighting the
heavy
under,
but
Blake's dead.
Right away. Joey hit up super low. Carson about to burn out. They will find Constru, Freelander, and Townsy, but Joey, Carson, and Blake all dead. Better kills on the side of Froggy right there. Point presence in favor. Ooh, Wish gonna find Moist eating the sandwich.
They're still gonna lose this mid.
Steals his sandwich, yeah.
Wish just runs in behind, kills Moist eating a sandwich, guns out, take no more lobby. Now he's gonna kill a pyro. Maybe he's looking for the medic actually, can't find the shots. Does get Exa though, so a 3k for Wish on that mid. And it looks like Virgil with the 9% Uber has a choice to make for a team. Do they want to try and go back in as soon as they get it and contest? Looks like the answer is gonna be no. And League of Lemons, despite losing their medic immediately, win the mid.
I don't like that. I don't like that. That's like game-losing mental to me. You have the Uber, they're down 2, they wait for them to spawn and cap before they go in. They end up losing Moist on the push, as is tradition at this point.
They don't get any kills.
Sar finds Wish, you know, unrelated to the Uber, essentially. But getting the scout is likely enough, but they dip off the point. Carson re-peeking it. Nixie from Shutter, watch him find Townsy here. No, gets body shot. Force out the point, still not in. But Sar finds Nixie. That's going to open up a lot of room. Constrews onto Joey. Finds that demo pick. AGB answers back onto Sar, but the point goes over. And I mean, yes, it works out, but wheels not fully tightened right there for Froggy.
Yeah, now Blake with 30% Uber at about 25. We'll have to see if Virgil can get out with her life, keep this Uber up. If they can and recontest, it'll be very good for them actually, because they'll be able to rotate out bats with full spawners. And it looks like Blake doesn't have his ducks in order. They're not going to be able to go until now. So Virgil with Uber, fight's going to pop off. Even exchange coming through. More flashes coming from the side of Lemons, but Nixie opens up once again with a pick onto a combo member. This time it's Pirates dropping, post tapping, but Freelander is immediately dead on his bomb. Constru looking for anything but gets flamed down, and now Wish WM1s helps get Townsy killed with the help of Nixie, so that's going to be an immediate repush coming out of Lemons.
Yeah, I mean, just good presence in that post, but not enough damage onto people. Not enough follow-up. I'm not sure where Tech was to really maybe chasing deep on anyone Townsy hit, if he was hitting anyone at all, which might be the problem. So, slight time lead for Froggy right now, but likely to go back in favor of League right here. Some real aggro pressure from Nixie in on their own ramp. Finds him in lobby. Townsy then getting stabbed. He can deal with the sniper, and AGB is going to DR out of there.
Yeah.
Keeps his life, and ooh, rough repush already.
Yeah, Constru not able to get out of ramp. Escapes at 1 HP. Moist dead to a scout. He got chased down from bats, I believe, so they just don't have control over any of their own plays. They're getting pushed on ramp, they're getting pushed on bats. Froggy have to take some control here, and Blake built that Uber way faster. Both meds are about 50%, and Blake ends up 20% having faster, so great building coming out from him and the rest of the Lemons. So now we're up on Uber.
Up too.
We'll have to see what they want to go with it. They're all going Shutter, but they're just taking so much damage. Now the bats rotate coming through. It's going to pop off over the top. No damage coming through so far. Going to be Techno getting blasted back, gets caught by the beam. 4 people in this Uber, but no damage being exchanged almost at all. In the meantime, Nixie posts up on a 5K, takes on Pirates again.
Yep, Sar getting stabbed by AGB. Duran Wish will go down though, so no flank on the side of League, but no sniper. Probably more meaningful right there. And Townsend caught out, going to go down. Carson gets that kill credit. Might have blown himself up. But good presence though coming in from Froggy. They actually have more kills as their spawns are coming back in. Virgil sitting on 40. Very slight out over Blake, likely to lose it given how well Blake's been building. The cap comes back in as they're down a minute, but
high bump for Freelander. He's looking for medic. One rocket falls, so much damage. He can't get the second. He did like 300 damage with that rocket, but just narrowly didn't get any kills. That is so sad for Freelander.
They all body blocked the splash, which I mean, if he gets it, that's great, but not an ideal time to die for a defensive soldier. Gives up so much ramp control as Duran Carson now on it. Thankfully for them, Nixie's not peeking it. But the Uber comes out of Shadow right now. Bit of a noodle fight on the point right there. No one really getting too much. Only X's mini going to go down. Exa now as well. They're finding him on bats, I believe that was.
But no one's died in the point fight yet.
Yeah, Joey the first to go down. They're going to come back in, going to help take him out, him and Carson right there. So looks like Froggy's winning this fight, and they should help even up time here.
Yeah, Townsy narrowly surfs Wish's hit scan to get back to his medic. Freelander is going to drop in the background though, so they're down at 2 for now. Sar as well died in the midst of that exchange, so going to be full sniper ad for Nixie walking forward, see if he can find any openings from the bats. Looks like he wants to rotate to that Shutter angle. If it gets held open, Townsy's in it. It could be a really big pick for Nixie. Swing wide, he finds the heavy instead. That's just as good, and now they walk out.
Yeah. I mean, the demo might have been a little bit better, but Townsy getting hit up solo. Joey, though, goes down. Constru finishes him off with the revolver, but Sar and Constru going, Uber's out, actually. They find Wish right away. That's big. Technomo in on this great Uber. Takes out Hunter. Tech going in deep, trying to find Blake, but a little too many bodies there. Gonna stop him, as well as the threat of that pack. What a start from Iceman. Doesn't result in anything. Wow, I just saw an inch fly.
Yeah, I mean, he tried for the flight, didn't quite get it. Carson made it out alive as well. Now it's Nixie re-peeking from that Shutter area. There is a sniper alive on fans. Gonna be contesting him. Technomo, though, just gets picked by that heavy, so no more scout coming in the fight. Sar will trade onto the enemy heavy, but full point control now being held by the Lemons. Here comes a spy in. Gonna be a backstep onto Nixie. Revolver and being a distraction. Joey getting blocked at by a Pyro, and he gets burned down by Pyrus. They don't get the point either, so 4 seconds left. Froggy have this round.
A lot of cap time, so not over yet.
They're gonna have Uber. It's 95%.
Yeah, they do have this unless disaster happens.
No
Virgil needs to
disasters
make
here.
sure she does not drop this Uber. And no, use it she will. Dur gets taken out, and that is the round for Froggy.
There you go. Deja vu. A little bit.
Yeah, go down 0-2. 0-2 this time instead of 0-3, but they start coming back. I mean, takes them a little bit of time to get going, but Froggy starting to really come back here. You know, playing those fights a lot better. That Uber they took at the end, where it's just Townsy and Tech in sync, looked like they finally put something together.
That's how your Ubers have to look if
Way
you win the
faster
exchanges.
mid by Joey, though.
Yeah,
Holy,
Townsy must have missed
not
his
even
jump.
making it out of Shutter.
Freelander immediately goes in.
Denied.
Wait,
But
Blake
start
again.
Blake.
Yeah,
Joey
saw
got
it again.
as well. Tons of frags being turned out here. Better ones on the side of Froggy. Like, Townsie's going to go down.
They don't have enough players
Virgil,
to walk
Virgil
here.
has med. Froggy has med, though.
Yeah,
It's
they need
just-
to meet up with Technomo, though. Technomo on the backline does kill Wish, so it's a scout pick, but no one else is there but Pyrus, so 14 players die on that mid. It does end up in favor of Lemons for now. That said, everyone's going to get spawned. It's mid-fight version 2.0. They're now back out here. Virgil, 85%.
Yep. Virgil needs to absolutely live here. Cannot let anything happen to her. And meanwhile, she's not able to build right there. Freelander leaves her. And they completely just wipe. Virgil, circuits it the right way. She got knocked in. That could have been disastrous.
Anytime Nixie gets posted up, he just shoots everyone in silence. Wish chasing down onto Virgil. Townsy to protect, and Wish does get that force. Virgil not taking the risk that one more shot comes through. So Uber basically completely wasted. Wish with a great play to see that window and chase down that Uber charge.
Yeah, getting Blake on that mid could have been such a big point to snowball, but they lose it then on on mid V2, complete wipe. Not even able to get close to the point. Nixie finds 2 kills right away.
Freelander's in for the sack.
Ooh, so hurt. Gets
Blake's
the
down
arrow.
to half. If anyone
Nixie
else
goes
goes
down.
in, but Freelander's still in the back line. They have to turn around and take care of him, so they just have to leave rep entirely. Blake now has 100% Uber, but point presence going in favor of Froggy. We'll see how well they can kite out this Uber. Coming out of Shutter, good stuff from the Townsy Stickies. Joey has to jump forward, but air blasted. Great air blast from Pyrus. Denies everybody. He does lose his life for it, and the slow heavy gets chased down, but they get the medic out alive.
Watch AGB, they're coming in from the side, and Cyrus probably dead anyway to these bombing soldier, but
they're caught in no man's land. There's
kill,
flankers
yeah.
behind them and people in front of them. They're trying to run out through ramp. There's a spy on. Now Wish gets played. Great pace by Townsy. Does get the save this time, and now it's during one more rocket, and he gets cleaned up as well by the Paris melee. That time they're able to defend Virgil and get that Uber charge back. The point should be going in their favor here.
yeah, I want to see them go faster. They've already lost a ton of Ansar, finding a shot onto Blake. Means they probably don't have to use the super here, which is huge. Again, need to make sure you're protecting Virgil right now.
That
Hunter
Joey
goes
hit an
down.
amazing
Yeah.
pipe. Joey's flying through the air, hits the pipe immediately, and they get that force. So even
This
when they're
mini
losing
is
their
still
medic,
alive.
yeah,
They almost just
1 HP mini.
lost Pyrus to that one mini that's 5 people are getting shot at.
Even when Blake gets killed, we've seen Wish and now Joey just hit amazing, pretty much one-man sacks. Joey had some help there, but he did all the damage to Virgil. Just able to
Importantly
completely
though,
nullify
even
Uber
with
this
the
side.
force, Virgil, still has the ad there. Some fast building, plus Blake probably dying alone.
Dur,
In comes
two
in
rockets.
Dur! Ooh, adios.
Blake's
Shades
dead
the
again,
memento
though.
on that bomb, and yeah, Blake also getting sniped. Sar putting the Dom on him, one of the only people to consistently find Blake in this game. Keeps it, gonna keep it even. It looks like they will, Blake's already spawned, don't even have to bother denying, or delaying,
Yeah.
but comes back up. Froggy not quite able to even out that time, still 40 seconds behind, only going to go larger, but Sar opens up onto Nixie, huge push to put, the dry back in on.
Yeah, and Mini goes down as well, means that the bombing avenue is open. Dur and Freelander 1v1ing on ramp. They're both 1 HP. Dur gets taken down by Conshoot in the back with that revolver, so man ad going to Froggy. They're walking out onto barrels, no sniper to worry about
Joey's
for
20
5 more
health.
seconds. Yeah, they're walking forward onto the
Blake
straights
again!
right now. Yeah,
down,
Sar sniped
Sar.
him 3 rounds in a row, 3 lives in a row. It's a
Even was
7th
that?
onto Hunter. It was
Ramp.
ramp.
Yep,
He peeks
ramp.
out ramp for an arrow, I think, and Sar's just posted. Takes him down, and Blake's just been a walking respawn timer this round. 4 deaths, I'm pretty sure, in the round alone, no?
Nixie, though, finding Townsy on the bats angle. Sar getting a little too spicy there, a little too deep into Shutter. And now Nixie peeking back out. Virgil on 90, but doesn't really
they're
have
not gonna
enough
get in
players
time.
to take this.
They're gonna lose all their space. They're caught onto ramp.
No,
Technomo
they
gets a
do
solo.
use. They get
Joey
Joey.
gets taken. Yeah,
So
great
they
shot by
take them,
Technomo there.
They can try to get. Oh, Nixie finds Freelander though, so they continue to bleed players. Even as they find that demo pick, they still have Tech on roof, as do the Pyrus. But just not. Maybe it's enough. Townsy trying to get some damage out. He's really hurt in secret though. AGB likely gonna maybe clean him up. Yeah, forces him out of safety. Kills going back and forth, but way better presence for lead.
Yeah, and they're gonna get that recapture about 40 seconds in the time lead for now. They have to back up and reset for Froggy. Virgil only on 40 to Blake's 80%, so nothing, no holes for League of Lemons right now. They have Sniper 4 holding, and we have the first pause of the match.
Let's go!
Hey, made it middle of the 4th round. It's better than last week, right?
I suppose. Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, that was still probably further into the match overall, because we've got at least a full another stopwatch map to see.
Okay, so here's a qualm I have right now, rather a concern, if you will. Nixie's scope down posted in the shutter, and it looks like the majority of the Froggy combo want to walk into it. There is a Virgil there as well, who might be strafing into that sightline shortly. If Virgil dies here, round is over.
Yeah, I mean, there's about 30, 40 seconds left, I'd say, in reality right now in this round. But, yeah, not looking good if... now I'm getting anxious, Zach.
Yep, and with Blake on this 80%, it really would... They're heavily favored. They're about 40, 50 seconds, maybe even a full minute in the lead. Full Uber. It's really hard for Froggy to come back into this. They need some kind of pick, some kind of opening. The players who we've seen be able to get it are mainly Sar. He's killed Blake 3 times in this round, and then you might lose a round where you killed the enemy medic 3 times as a sniper, and you wonder how. So that's on the cards.
Zach, I've got a question.
Yeah?
Does Blake have 4 cosmetics on?
I wouldn't know. You know medic cosmetics way better than I do. I see a hat, a beard, a pigeon, and pants.
And the shoes, though. Are the shoes part of the pants?
It has to be. It's a pajama setup, no?
I guess. That... I thought... Oh, yeah, no. I thought those were the Robin Walkers at first, which are their own cosmetic, but I guess Medic's got a separate... Huh. My drip must be missing out, huh?
Yo, what are those, though?
What are the... Any good loadouts that we can see right there?
Loadout watch. I like Joey's mushroom hat. I've seen it multiple times this season. I'm a big fan of it. I like that demo hat a lot.
What does Freelander got on? The classic, the soldier's stash. I see a medal. Anything else? Is that it?
Yeah, that's the Freelander set. He's been running that one for years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Moist has the Yeti on. Not too much there. Yeah, Joey's mushroom hat is good. Townsy's got the classic Townsy hat. Not too much else to say on that. Wonder what AGB's is. Can't see it because he's disguised. Nothing too outstanding, though, I'm going to be honest. A little disappointed. But,
yeah, well, we do have a moment. I actually want to briefly talk about AGB running the Dead Ringer, right? Because this is a watch that, like, is the most variable of any watch you can run on Koth, where sometimes if you're able to get space and your team is letting you move around the map by pressuring, Dead Ringer is fantastic because you can fight with your team and then go behind to an open area, and you're not like caught without invisibility, caught without a feign. And like that's been happening a lot, where AGB is able to kind of fight near bats with his team, then cloak all the way back to spawn with the Dead Ringer feign. However, if you're not able to get the pressure, if enemy team is watching for you, it feels like Dead Ringer is a waste of a watch because you'll pop it and then you'll get chased and killed. So
yeah,
I like the play from AGB.
It's a watch that I really think scales up with like the skill level of the match in a sense. Where if say that, you know, you're maybe you're not as good as AGB, which if you're watching this, there's a very good chance you're not as good at spy as AGB is. You don't have as good revolver aim, you don't have as good coordination with your flank, and the enemy team is smart enough to know that they don't win the game by hounding you down. Right? If you're a spy right now and you're in main and you're stuck playing against those teams that would rather spy check in overtime, you know, DR, not your watch. But we do unpause right here. Virgil not going to get sniped on that angle. Not yet, at least. Nixie finally forced off. As we're going to probably need to update the times here. But I imagine things are pretty close to 30 seconds left for League right now.
Yep, and Blake up on Uber Charge right now. We'll see if Virgil can get the walkout with her team. That said, they're waiting on 3 spawners now. Virgil up on 80%.
30 seconds left now.
Yes, they gotta wait a bit longer for this Uber charge to be available. Not gonna have time to sack either, so it's gonna be a full fight coming out here in just a second. Derek gets picked off the bat to Contra's revolver, so man add to working for Froggieland right now. They're gonna walk off the bat to see what they can do. Contra doubles up as well. Now the Uber exchange comes through onto point. Both teams getting demo, scout, duo Ubers coming forward. Contra triples up, gets another revolver kill, opening the door for his team to walk in.
And Consu's really feeling it right there. Really basically single-handedly gets them the picks that they need, but they're all bleeding in post. Star and Tech, Hunter gonna go down, but big stab by Construed now. But it's his fourth right there onto Nixie. Will get sawed. So I believe that's gonna be slight ad for Blake right here. Pyrus
yeah,
too.
55
they should be able to pull the cap off.
Oh, stab into AGB. You should never let that spy stab anyone on the point. It looks like they were trying to shoot him, but could not get that shots fast enough. And now the recontest. Yeah, they just immediately go off. Now there's no time to stick to deter them. That's a great collapse coming in from Lemons here, and they're going to get the recapture and be able to win the round here. So they're now up 3-1 overall.
Putting themselves on map point right here, and I mean, again, kind of... so this was where the pause was. It was a Froggy Tack pause at the time. Really looking to discuss their strats over and try to see what they can do to pull this one out.
Yep, I've just hit a retry into the server, and I'm back here for this potentially last round here. All League of Legends need to do is win this one, and they're going to be taking the first map of the series. Mid-fight popping off. Freelander again just jumping into the other team immediately. Townsie's dead to the revolver of AGB. Pirates as well going to go down. AGB as well doubles up, and Virgil's dead to the cross-map arrow of all things.
Oh,
they just got
med kill, med on med kill.
Nice tag pause, they're saying to themselves.
Yeah, Blake's like, all that just for me to get the med kill on mid? Not. Not impressed. That was a bit of a weak coming out from them.
Yeah, weak mid, to say the least. That's the most decisive mid so far. That was just over in an instant. As now Blake with 60% advantage going to be charging on the point, pocketing Nixie on this Bats angle. Nixie's been a dominant force, and he's not looking to stop here. He'll look to close out this map with his team. Looks like they should go for a sack here. They're down 60% Uber, and they are going to go over the top, try and find Blake. Blake does get forced by the explosive combo coming forward. Nixie ends up shutting it down, but Froggy got what they wanted out of that.
Yeah, they get the Uber. That's all they need. Virgil, alive, safe in spawn. Hyphen going to go down a little bit delayed in that back line, but on the same spawn wave as Pyrus, so likely will be back up before anything too important happens. Virgil right now only on 65, too. So honestly, not the biggest ad here. If Froggy keeps up their habit of dropping players like Moist when they're at 80%, you know, if they lose someone else here, they could end up losing this ad that they spent so much time trying to achieve.
A lot of forward pressure coming through from the flank classes. They will get a jump back, and AGB bleeds. Construed goes down as well, so no spy's going to be impacting this. But Virgil's dropped! Nixie on the Bats crack angle. Virgil tried the jump cross, but you can't disrespect Nixie like that. He'll hit that 150 every time, and now they're just getting cleaned up.
Yeah, just not good. I mean, it looks like
Townsend told his medic to just cross.
Yeah, honestly, I do. Townsend got, when I rang for Froggy back on Ashville, Townsend got me dropped like 3 times doing that. Just saying, yeah, man, walk off bats in 3. Okay.
Nixie just walks into ramp and shoots a scout in the face at melee range. He's just dominating right now. Yeah,
Man,
that tag
look
pause
at this
made
whole
things worse.
Nixie on their own ramp.
Freelander gets a solo force at
yeah.
least. Hits a couple good rockets. So Uber is popped out. They are going to walk forward into lobby. Seal control. They can take cancer.
Can't get the last rocket off.
Close.
Almost just stumbled his way into a med pick. Might not have been deserved, but definitely gonna spike Virgil's blood pressure a little bit as she does manage to live. But again, things not looking good for Froggy here in this potentially last round event.
Yep, they do have about a 30% advantage on their hands here, so they might be able to make something work. They're down Technomo though, which is a problem. They're not able to chase down. And Nixie on a 7k. I mentioned if you let this man get on a streak, he will destroy your entire team time after time. They do pop off bats. Parsons will go down immediately. Townsy can't get the flash.
No.
Gets reflect piped by Hunter and just destroyed. And the Uber gets nothing. Oh, they got Blake.
Yep. They did, dead. Yeah, but I doubt if it's even gonna matter. Nixie on an 8k just pulled off another headshot onto someone. Not sure who. Hunter gonna run down Virgil in Virgil's own lobby right there, and this is just feeling like a bit of a victory lap here for
flawless round.
Lemons. Yeah,
don't drop anytime.
That is true.
Attack pause made things worse. Don't overthink it. And there's gonna last second sack on the point. Moist dead again. Moist hasn't gotten to play the game. He's been backstabbed like 4 times.
Attack pauses work on payload because that's a thinking game mode. On cough, if you pause, you just gotta close your eyes and meditate.
Yep, and there's 4-1 for League of Legends on their map pick of Ashville, taking the 1-0 lead in the series. Pretty much what we expected. You know, we expected the win. We were hoping it'd be a bit closer, you know, maybe like 1 or 2 more rounds going in favor of Froggy, but I think we just saw evidence of what we knew to be true, where League of Legends, they're the better team on Ashville. We know that. We know they have the players that are going to pop off if you don't shut them down, and that's exactly what we saw.
And a lot of what this is saying, too, is, I mean, Froggy just lost to them on this map 2 weeks ago, and they still let it through. So that tells you that Froggy is aware that they're likely going to lose on this, but also that they don't really care, because they know that there's 2 maps they're absolutely going to lose to League on. So they're saying, okay, Asheville's probably still better than Product. We're not concerned about Asheville, we're concerned about stealing upward.
Yeah, if you're Froggy coming in the match, like Alto said, like you're thinking, we're gonna start 0-1 down, just focus on our map pick. Obviously, you're gonna play as well as you can on Asheville, but that's not where the bulk of your prep time is going. You're gonna try and make sure you win your map pick and get to that 3rd map, which is gonna be better than any of the COTS that could get picked against you early on.
Exactly. And I mean, Steel...
Nixie's 30-7, 630 DPM.
Ruh-roh. At least with Steel, though, if it's gonna be painful, it's gonna be over fast.
Unless you attack first.
Oh, that's
then
true.
It's a 16-minute burner.
No, Oh, don't do that to me, Zag. I was in the office for 10 hours today. I can't go to Tuesday Highlander.
Fun fact: Blake actually died more than Virgil in that half.
Yeah, honestly, he was a bit of a respawn timer for a bit there, but I mean, you know, if you die, it's better to die in bunches as med, right? Than it is to better to die 7 times in 1 round and you can say, okay, bad round, don't worry about it, and then be better at everything else than it is to have more evenly spread deaths. Because
yeah, when your team plays well enough to win the round where you walked into sniper sidelines 3 lives in a row, you're thinking, all right, thanks guys, great job. I'll be better next one.
Yeah. I had a really important realization after a half where the medic got spawn camped, leaving upward, like the upward forward spawn in the tunnel 4 times in a row. And it's like, oh man, you know, that guy's so bad. It's like, yeah, but if you think about it, he was dead for 40 seconds consecutively. Had he been alive, yeah, he would have been providing buffs, but that's 1 Uber. So if you kill a 0% med 4 times in a row, it's only slightly worse than just dropping a med. It's like if you just spawn, walk out, shutter, die, spawn, walk out, shutter, die, yeah, it looks bad on the logs, and you probably lose the round, which I'm pretty sure they did. But if you contain that all within 1 round, you know, it's not the worst. It kind of goes to show you where when you look at logs a lot of the times, you need to kind of be taking the context of those deaths into account as well, right? Like, you know, maybe you'll see one medic die a ton of times in a row pushing into upward last, right? Which is kind of something you'd expect, whereas you then want to check that same medic on defense to make sure he's not dying repeatedly there.
Also giving his dissertation on why him playing feed medic is viable.
I finally get the platform.
Yeah, but moving on to Steel here, this is Froggy's pick. They have to win this one, otherwise it's a lower bracket for them. They're coming in probably still underdogs, but definitely, I'd say, have a higher chance of winning Steel than Asheville. So whether or not they can get it across the line, we'll have to see. I think it's possible. Predictions are up if you guys want to go into that one. It is closer than Asheville off the bat so far, so at least we have that to look forward to.
Dude, there's some crazy odds right here. Can make some big gains voting on Froggy. Yep, people taking advantage of that. Just jumped from a 20x return to about a 15.
Hey, I'm all here for it. I'm fine with it because I do think, I'll reiterate, this is a map they have a chance on. It's Steel. We know crazy stuff can happen on Steel. It does look like Froggy's going to be on offense first, right? So they'll be able to set their own pace. If this is a map you prepped for, you're fine with that. You want that. If you can lay down like a 4 or 5 minute haymaker and then get the defense across there, you put yourself in a really good position to tie the series up. So I think that's what they're going for with Steel.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm excited because every time I feel like we see Steel, you kind of see something new, right? You know what I heard that I like? Apparently the meta now is for when your team's capping A, your heavy runs out on B with a shotgun to clear sticks.
Yeah, we've been seeing that.
Which is, like, really kind of goofy, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you clear the crit sticks, you don't have to worry about, you know, losing your meta demo at a better time later. Chances are they're not going to spend too much time defending A. Your heavy's barely going to make it to the point before it gets capped.
Yeah, and I mentioned that we want to see Frog able to set the pace here. I'm very interested to what their B attack is going to look like, because we've seen a bevy of new strats come out where a lot of teams will bonk their scout up into, you know, the high ground on B cliff, and they'll see if they, with that distraction, they can push the heavy out, they can take high ground for themselves, maybe they combine it with spy sap in a second to get the gun when they have that upper presence. And there's just a lot of ways that B can get sandwiched immediately. Now, a lot of times Uber trade is in the cards early on, just to get the Ubers out of the way, then you take the high ground, and then you can pinch it. We did see in that steel match between, I believe it was Fast Fourth and Square A last week, Fast Fourth were insanely good at doing it.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'm just here reminiscing about the Witness Yeti taunt on B. The cover for his sniper. Do you remember seeing that?
No, but I can imagine he's just standing in front of him putting particles above his head.
Well, it's not the taunt where you turn into the Yeti, it's the one where the big sign pops up. So he gets a 450 buff, takes out the Fist of Steel, and then does the Yeti taunt in the middle of the doorway. And it means that, you know, your sniper peeks out from behind the sign, and if you shoot the heavy, he still lives because he's got the fist, which is one of the funniest things to see.
So you're telling me that's allowed, but we can't have like the flip taunt in the league anymore? Like, what's up with that? I call it bias. Yeah, the gates are going to drop here. Froggy going to be trying to set a fast time here on their offense. X has the level 3 wrangled out of B main. That's an X's special, so no contention coming in on A. It's just going to be the clean cap up, and then we'll get into the real round.
AGB's DR twice on A. Is he feeling a third time? He is not. Going out onto E as yep, point will get capped up. No one to really call anything. What's going on there? No shotgun heavy on B either. It doesn't look like, as Moist was just revved up on
the
A.
drop down shot. He might be able to hit this if the med strafes into him. When's he going to do the drop down? I like where Blake is standing. He's standing on the right side, so if it's ever seen that he could possibly be there, he's just going to be able to get out. That's
they don't
it.
even necessarily know. No one's even on the point. Blake's just playing there naturally, kind of expecting it, which is really
it's
good.
It's going to be a lot of heavy E pressure, though. They're already putting Pyro through and Sorter on the shutter. Wish will go down immediately to X's shotgun, whereas X is setting up his gun is a big thing to note here. I do believe it's in lobby. He's going to set it up to wrangle across. This could be an A knockout punch attempt, but they're going to lose Technomo and X immediately, so no sentry gun, no scout. Yeah, the play's dead in the water.
If AGB on that Dead Ringer, so powerful. If Spy just goes Dead Ringer and plays back in lobby, you can always run to back up into that back spawn if you need to, and just be a consistent nuisance on people trying to get into the E window. In this case, AGB guns them down before they even get close. And I mean, I'm not a fan of Exa just carrying the gun like that. I'm much bigger on. Well, I'm just much bigger on run Eureka effect, get a tele exit down somewhere, Eureka effect back, and then tele with the gun.
Yeah, so and then there's no way to work out.
They're down so much time.
Yeah, they're still putting flank players through onto E, but the Uber exchange looks like it's going to come through on B in just a second. Pirates immediately sniped out. They're actually sacking for the Uber charge. We've seen this play numerous times before. If you can bait like you're in exchange and walk out like you're going to, a lot of times defensive medic will pop without a second thought, and they do get the Uber there, so that's a win for Froggy for now.
Yep, Virgil's still just sitting tight in spawn. Nothing to do but buff her players coming out, and now ready to take this full ad in right there. And look at this, playing back. Good adaptation. I want to see more teams do. Joey is up top, knowing that Carson had gotten. No, Carson didn't even get forced out. Carson's just playing close.
They're just
trying to drill someone.
They're going as far back as they can right now. They have so many players in the back. Gun 1 HP right now, being kept up by the Wrangler. It looks like now they have the Uber. They have the Sap onto the Gun. Gonna try and go forward. Sapper gets taken off, and Gun getting healed by Hyphen. Kept alive for so long. They finally get the Gun down, and Contrude and Morris have dropped in the meantime.
Duran Upper has a banner. Oh, but yes, both soldiers have banners. They're not taking any damage. They're just gonna barely escape from Freelander, but not enough pressure gained. The defensive banner ended up doing a little bit more work.
I think that took so long for Froggy. They had so much time to try and get in. They didn't have anyone on the flank either. Just Exa.
They had full Uber Red with an offensive banner, and they got no kills.
Yeah, it really felt like that was just so delayed. They didn't know what they wanted to do exactly. They spent so much time in A main. They let Lemons kite back all the way, so they weren't in any threat. Then they pop banner back in, and now they've spotted the E-rotate. They're going to go into Wishbone and look for it. X is dead again, so no sentry gun going to be able to put up. But Freelander taking out Nixie means no sniper can threaten this point.
Yeah, and some good E pressure coming out, but the gun and combo are up in Wishbone. It's going to make it almost impossible to cap this. Pyrus going to fall into the pit, I think, cratered somewhere.
Technomo in the underground. Oh, Wish turns it all around on 1 HP. Technomo couldn't get the last shot, and that's big. Now that he's dead, they can't cap the point.
They can't Uber into Wishbone here. Pyrus is just waiting.
Hunter wants you to do it.
Don't, Virgil, please don't. He wants the med in the pit. Oh, they're good. No, don't do it.
But Freelander's trying to get as much time as he can with the jumps that he has before he loses too much HP, but it doesn't get very much at all. The level 2 is being wrangled at these cappers, and they just can't do much about it. Tyrus gonna go down. Sar dead as well. Exa is like 5th death of the round so far. Now Virgil's caught alone. Forward, no one's even there. It's a solo onto Freelander. Townsy got backstabbed, and it's just disaster. AGB is escorting Virgil out of the lobby right now. Does get killed. That's pretty BM.
Okay. Quick also map review. Once the gun goes up in Wishbone, it is over. If you want to AE, you have to get control of Wishbone before the gun goes up. You will not cap, you will not win an Uber into there. The Pyro just has to right click once and you're in the pit. The whole point is that once they move it, that's when you go back E. They will get the Uber though out of Blake right here, so add back in favor of Virgil. She's in no threat on this Uber, but it's got to be at least nearing almost 5 minutes at this point.
Yeah, it's just not going well at all for Froggy. Like you mentioned, the whole point of that E pressure and forcing the rotate is that once they rotate to stop you, which they can very heavily stop you when they set up, you just go back B and take the point for free with your faster rotation. They do get an opening here from Sar onto Nixie. This is the first actual big ad they had besides the full Uber ad, and they have one of those as well. So they're going to walk down onto the point, sort of jumping onto the sentry on level 3, being kept up by Hyphen. Gun will go down, as will Joey Lemon, so this should be the B capture coming for Froggy, but like you said, this is stretching into 5 minutes, if not more territory.
Was that?
It was Freelander.
Freelander on E with the battalions.
If he can stay alive and get some upper pressure, they might be able to actually walk in, try and go for E.
Yeah, he's pinching, but no one was there. Is he going to try to... I really want to see him get Heaven here, really just deny this gun from getting up. There's so much ability to really get that quick
He's
E.
only
If they
C
cap
instead.
6 or 7 minutes, they're in a really good spot, but no. He's able to get it there. Hyphen had a level 1 up in the old spawn. No one in Heaven yet. There we go, finally.
Yep, I like this play. This is what you should do when you can get there, and they do force the Uber out. So Blake immediately gonna pop his team into the Wishbone. We gotta see where Virgil is. She is out towards B with 80% Uber, being chased down by AGB, but firmly out towards the spawn. Now they gotta clean up from the Wishbone side. It's a 3x cap going down, and Freelander still is in Heaven. Moist gonna be able to force that Spy Deadringer. AGB left on 1 HP. Pyrus finally taken off the point. Technomo chases down the Spy, so capture stopped for now, but Virgil still on 80% Uber. They need to find someone to finish that charge up, and they can go back. Freelander still has control of Heaven, so they have space to work with.
He's just been keeping Nixie in spawn this entire time. Tech back on it.
They can full on this. Towns to live though. Towns to walk with the stickies and just dies.
But Virgil has right here. All she needs to do is, if things get a little too dicey, can pop on Moist. They are going to use right here. Going in, and Hunter's in a very... Moist is in the pit. Not the greatest positioning there. You should realize that it's 1 air blast Moist, and he's into that
cleaned
pit.
Out here. If Townsy stayed alive, that was so good, but they just get wiped off by control. There's Freelander. He's capping up the
times 1 on this. The glow stick from Hyphen gonna take out Townsy.
Yep, and now Banner out here from Dur, gonna force Freelander off that point. 1 HP in the pit, gonna go down to that crater, and now it is gonna be the point stop. They're trying to force the Wishbone even harder. Sar is posted up, gets the kill onto AGB, gets taken down by Wish in the meantime. Technomo gets the trade. They're gonna go onto it. They have ×3. Townsend jumps into Heaven. If he can get some kills here and stay alive, this could be what they need. Carson has to go back into spawn, is on 1 HP. Carstreet in the backline looking for a stab.
Townsend just pipes Joey from behind. Pirates
They're so close.
almost has it so hard to
scout.
get Pyro
jumping, they don't get it. 720. That's a decent salvage considering that only took 2 minutes from B to E.
Yeah, and it could have been even faster, dude. I mean, yes, Townsend dying there is bad, but at least he died to, like, the enemy team shooting him. Moist just took the angle that put his back to the pit, and during that Uber, rather than being in the spot where he could walk forward, shred people, or at the very least completely zone all of League out of Wishbone, got himself air blasted instead. Like, as a combo member, you need to be hyper aware that if the red pyro, if any pyro is in Wishbone, you cannot play on, like, the E side of it. One air blast is a tragedy.
Yeah, when you're doing that Wishbone contest, your combo really is everything. They need to make sure they know where they're standing, what damage they can be dealt with, because all it takes is one pipe doing 200 damage and you have an opening to work with. And if you lose, again, 450 health from your team's effective pool, you just don't have any presence anymore. You have to back up, you have to give up the space, and, you know, criticisms for the whole Wishbone 8E shenanigans that Froggy weren't really up to the task for. 7:23 is a workable time for their defense.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt you're going to get 5 minutes on B again, but you figure get, 2-3 minutes on B, another minute or two on C. Sar on A?
I think so, yeah. So he will be up in 7 seconds. It's going to take a while for him to be able to contest B main again, but I do see a medic out here on A. It looks like they're going to just buff players up and get back in. So A capped up, level 3 sentry gun for Hyphen.
Blake dropped down.
Yeah, they're going to go. Yeah, they're
Does anyone even know? Oh, Sar's scoped up here though.
Yeah, if he can find
as
a big
well
pick.
calling this.
Ooh,
Finds the shot onto Nick.
That's decent.
Yep, gonna get back into spawn lane. He should know that there's a number of people there. If you get a sniper there, you're calling the rotates, and in comes the combo into Wishbone.
But look at Dirk, he's already shutting them down
They're
on the angle,
they're already out.
into it.
They're already out, going drop down right
Yeah,
away.
this is textbook, but is it actually good enough to bait? AGB's in the back line. He's looking for Moist. If he could kill a heavy, he'd be big. Uber coming out through drop down. No step onto the gun though. It takes 0 damage. In the meantime, Sar takes down the unflashed player in Hunter. AGB goes for his decode, does get the kill onto Moist eventually, and now Upper is forfeit. They have to back off this and watch these players. Nixie is standing up here.
And the gun's so hurt, but still alive, and Exa finds Wish with it. Taking the telly, I think, was, maybe just that jumping up.
AGB barely cleaned up by Technoma before he can get the backstab, and that kite was really good. We actually saw Pyrus goes for the flank in blue main, up to Upper, helps clear it out with X's Wranglers, so they got all the kills they needed to, and again, that's the play where you bait E, you try to go B fast, but really great response time coming here from Froggy.
Yeah. Really solid. I mean, just perfect rotations there. Not a second too late either, because otherwise they will lose that really hard. AGB, though, trying to find something, will go down.
Freelander has a
banner, yeah.
Yep, it does pop off. X's gun in the meantime, gonna go down because he died. So Dur dead, Carson dead, Moist holds it down up top. It is just Wish on the backlines there. Hyphen is there as well, but gun gonna get sat, taken down. Great job by Construed cleaning up that backline. So now no pressure at all on Froggy. Wish, solo flank, but he can't do anything with that gun in the way.
Yeah, just a bit of a bit of an issue from running in when you have that gun up. Coming up, it is level 2 right now. Uber comes out main, and yeah, great denial already coming out of Pyrus. Shoots them up in the air, something we've been seeing a little bit more of recently. But Freelander and Moist are both dead. Moist in Upper, I'm pretty sure. Freelander too, so
yeah, the upper
control help.
Dead.
Virgil not know?
They have to know.
Finally realize
they're just 1 HP, narrowly gets around the corner alive on fire. In the meantime, Carson does go down. They're fighting on the front lines. And the revenge
glow stick, though.
From Exa, take down Dur. Townsy gonna take down this mini as well, but not enough players and space to keep contesting here. They are backed up. They want to try and go to Townsy's anchoring forward. Moist in the window, but Freelander's dead. Construed's dead. They're trying to get some kills. Wish goes down, so that's some space to work with, but control still being held by the side of Lemons, and it looks like the backout is called here for Froggy. They got a decent amount of time off that. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. You'll take it.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can reasonably ask for. 4 minutes now to, you know, hold the higher seed here. Doable. I mean, they need to play fairly strong from here on out. You know, no combo wipes, no really big goofs. But if they're able to do that, I mean, they can get C. They can get combo on C right now.
Fast Wishbone push here coming out.
Control, which is very important, although maybe not for long. Dirt bombing Freelander, gonna hit him up low.
Great stab by Construed. You'll gladly go into the pit to take down that Demo Man. It is now the scout fighting. Freelander has control of Heaven, needs to get this pack to keep fighting. Dirt 1 HP. There's the cleanup from the hit scan squad. Exa, Technomo, and Sar all getting a kill to get them off
up in JFK right now. They're gonna see if he can keep this Heaven control down.
In the meantime, everyone's exchanging on C. Both teams fighting it out here, but it looks like more players left over for the side of Frog. You're going to clean up Hunter in the backline, and C doesn't even get capped a little bit. It is the cliff rotate coming out from the combo of Lemons. They're trying to get some space, get forward. A sniper here would be deadly, but there is none with them right now. Going to have to do some damage. Townsy, 1 HP, needs some heals, gets the arrow in time. Dirt is dead, and they go for the drop down, cleaning up Moist in that. That's a great flank, and now C is really hard to recontest for Froggy.
Yeah, but, I mean, they keep their meta alive, right? They're not... As long as they don't overcommit right here, Sar needs to not die here. It looks like, no, they're going to give it up. Sar may be going for a bit of a cheeky shot, but he's right near spawn. They get another minute off. 3 minutes now for a lobby hold. That's perfectly fine. C is not a hard hold. They get a minute. They get an Uber out of it. They have control of Heaven. You know, things looking pretty decent.
Yep, they start to get it across the finish line, though.
Still in JFK, though.
It's the rotate for Wishbone for the side of Lemons right here, and they have the level 3 sentry from Hyphen watching the cross. There is a level 2 up for X in Heaven, though. In the meantime, Carson, Wish, gonna drop. Uber pops out, counter coming out. Pyro goes into the pit, but that's the only player who ends up dying on the direct Uber. Moist does get headshot by Nixie, though, and now the AGB dead. They don't have to worry about a spy here. Level 3 gun still threatening from Hyphen, but not enough players to actually take advantage of it, and with Hunter getting killed on the front lines, it's a reset.
And Exa still with the level 2 gun up in heaven right there. This is something we've seen, the gun up there. Yeah, so that with the Wrangler you can't be sniped, and he's got an exit telly going over to D.
Nixie's looking for the peek on JFK right now, but there is a Wrangler pointing at the window, and he knows. He's waiting for a second where it's not pointed. He's looks like he wants to go for the shot. Crossed over. If he could find the engineer, it'd be huge.
He can't. If Exa stays crouched, he literally cannot be shot with the Wrangler shield.
Heavy
which is why
pressure.
we're seeing this shot. Yeah.
Carson goes down, so does Wish. Great crunch there by a Moist, peeking the upper angle. Oh, but we're just
dead. That's huge.
Finds the backstep onto D. That medic pick is massive enough. Full Uber ad. Gonna be in for break. 1:40 on the clock. It takes 45 seconds to cap steal from 0 with a 3x. So they have about 45 seconds to get on it to start out.
Yep, but still no one on it yet. Nixie now out of JFK in lobby. Yep, Uber gets forced out.
X's level 3 is huge here. If he can
but he gets down, he gets gunned down, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, X is level 3. No, that's Hyphen who loses his level 3, but Exa loses his as well. Now trying to rebuild
Hyphen's
the spam.
Sapped.
Keeps
Hyphen
coming
has no sentry
in.
gun. If they can just sack onto it over, but D's gonna get capped up, which means the forward spawns are gonna go down onto E. So
2 kills for Dur in heaven. Heaven control's gone over.
D and Wishbone. It's 3x on the point right now. There is plenty of time here for the side of Lemons, and they have the sniper posted up on the red forward spawn. So it needs to be a great sack coming through, but they have so many respawners.
The spawners coming up, they're going to have to go through Wishbone here, see what kind of defense they've got. Hyphen's gun is only level 1, and it doesn't really block.
It's over.
Townsy, why is he can't be alone right there? Why is he not walking through C with the rest of his team?
Yeah, they get enough time. That's going to be the cap up. 37 seconds left on the clock for League of Lemons. They take the first round 1-0. It's a bit close there, and you got to imagine if Froggy do that rotation off of E a little bit sooner, one fight sooner, this round was theirs. They did a pretty good job on defense overall.
Yeah, I mean, 6.5 minutes or so, but you figure Townsy actually goes with combo C, gets hell, gets some good spam out. Really, there wasn't too much stopping him.
It's really, I don't even think it matters. The heavy was posted lower, waiting for someone to peek Lunchbox.
I mean, regardless, but like Hyphen's gun wasn't blocking anything. Townsy just doesn't get a chance to do anything. They're so split, and I mean, ultimately though, the game-winning frag goes to AGB with the
AGB getting that med pick, giving his team full Ubrad. Yeah, that's the game-winning pick there at the end there. Because if he doesn't get that stab, one Uber charge is all they need to hold there. Because then Point doesn't start getting capped up for 30 seconds later, and then Froggy just get the win. So clutch kill by AGB there, only 9, but it's about the quality. Or only 8 rather, but still pretty good overall from AGB. Carson top frags the whole server. The heavy top frag on Steel, that's a rare one.
I feel like it's not too rare. Really good heavy map with the ability to just get kills in upper. When you have that long of a B hold, that's exactly where you're going to find all those kills as heavy right there. So, I mean, Froggy look solid on Steel, right? They had one hiccup at the end, and I mean, unfortunately with Steel, that's all it takes. But 6.5 minutes is otherwise a fairly solid hold, and if their B was just a little bit better, they still probably find themselves winning that half.
Yeah, their defense was solid there across the board. I don't have any real qualms with it. Like, obviously, dropping your medic. If they don't drop their medic there to AGB, that's a 7.5 minute hold minimum, right?
Do not die.
You're fine with that. But I think their offense is unproven. I don't think they showed good enough fundamentals to actually consistently be able to get decent push times, because they tried multiple things. They tried having Exa put his gun out. They tried Sniper going behind. They tried, like, limited players flanking in through lobby, and they just got mulched. Exa died like 4 lives in a row trying to get something in the backlines, and he had no one helping him. It just was not working at all.
Yeah, although I will say, I mean, League put absolutely no attempts to hold heaven. Like, Freelander could have taken it at any moment after they capped B. He waited like 30 seconds just messing around with C area, then said, okay, now I'll take it. Still empty.
Yeah, I mean,
because of that,
it's not that
really
bad.
I think it is. That is the reason why they were able to cap E in those 2 minutes, because Freelander was able to control that E spawn door the entire time. No one got out of it.
Yeah, but if you go there too early alone while your team is still capping up B and walking through the hallway, you can get sacked on. You don't actually do anything in heaven until you have people behind you capping the point.
But they had already capped, and he was still messing around in C. And it's not him not going there fast enough. It's that League put no efforts to even try to get it back. Which, to me, screams of something that you can very much exploit.
Yeah, I think that's exploitable. Freelander should, the entire team should know that Heaven, once you get to cap B, you can realistically replicate that round. If Lemons aren't going to contest you on your E-cap time early enough, you can abuse them on E with the high ground and with the early Wishbone presence. So, we'll see if they can do it. But for now, they have a chance to run back the defense. They did pretty good last half. We'll see if they can keep it clean of any calamities like we saw at the end there.
and I mean, I do want to restate, they had a phenomenal B defense with the rotations. You know, like, it's, technically speaking, yes, it's very easy for defense to out-rotate offense because they have the shorter paths, but in practice, with the amount of comms going on, how easy it can be to miss something, and the, you know, how punishing it can be to get something wrong, the fact that they so perfectly managed leagues like AE fake does say good things about Froggieland.
Yeah, we'll see if they can replicate that. This time it's Technomo feeding instead of Sar, but Townsy gets the sticky kill onto Joey, so that's one for revenge.
Demo v demo in favor.
He's still laying stickies outside the spawn door in case anyone rushes it. That's pretty funny, but we'll end up going back to meet up with his team on B. In the meantime, let's see if Sar actually posts up again. He is watching this AE connector, and I don't see the combo coming through this time. It's just the scout and engineer gonna look to escort this level 3 behind sniper. This time, Nixie's going for the drop down shot for sure. He's gonna look for his team. They sack in with a soldier, reflect air shot onto this guy, and they do get the force. Nixie drops down, but everyone's shiny, not much to find. Joey does go down. Nixie does get ran down by a pyro here, so they get the Uber Force. That's pretty much what they wanted.
Yeah, and I feel like ever since AD kind of pioneered that, like, everyone out through main as a, like a fake Uber type sack, I see it more and more often, and I wonder if we're gonna start seeing Med. Like, you remember what Blake did? Right? He was playing back by the gun in the beginning, both to guard against the drop down shot, and probably to avoid getting shot at an off.
Where did he die from? That was
Nixie. Nixie just ran in there.
On the platform. Nixie runs Virgil down. That's going to be the go button for the Lemons here. Pyrus goes down, so does Exa. Gun soon to follow. Upper is dead, and everything is just falling apart. We spoke of a great B defense, but this time it's made of cardboard.
Yeah, I guess, you know, you get one, and that was their opportunity, but not gonna completely stonewall league twice like they did last time. And I think this time they said, all right, we're not gonna try to be cute with the AE. Just, you know, muscle through, get the force out, take the ad push, and look at Joey. Already has sticks here. He's gonna get at least one. Kill.
They're stuck here. They cannot move. He's reeling some sticks, but yeah, they're giving up C. They're already rotating out D. This is a brutal push coming through from Lemons, and there's nothing that Froggy can do at all. They just have to see if they can stabilize, get as much time as you can on E, because it's not looking good.
Ethan's gun in heaven goes down. So they're losing C, right? And I mean, 2 minutes for C, not good. Townsy getting stabbed, even worse. But they at least have some kind of lobby. Death push. They don't have ad though. I mean,
they have a banner,
they do actually. Yeah, they do. And who's gonna get popped out? Pyrus stunts that for a decent amount, but will get caught out at the end. I mean, Virgil though still in lobby with Uber.
Construed on the
There's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah,
in comes in tech. They're gonna find Parson. Heavy's gonna force him out. Joey gonna get caught out. The bridge is just coming up. And the air blast from lower. Hunter gets Tech into the pit. His med will escape for free. Blake now meeting back up with Wish in Wishbone. Good job to save his med there from any potential issues for Hunter. Bit of an awkward air blast angle, but again, just brutal time so far for Froggieland.
Yeah, that's a great air blast, because Blake can get chased down by a scout and off for that. So Blake going to be alive with about a 10% ad, nothing too huge. Lobby retake coming in for Froggy. They do get Carson, they do get Joey. Townsy doubles up there. So control right now had on the majority of the east side by Froggy. We'll see if they can stabilize and make this work. Virgil has caught up an Uber charge, so pretty good building coming out from her. And now level 1 gun being built in heaven. So this might get upgraded in time for any aggression coming through. It looks like they're going to go lobby side.
Yep, gonna try to just muscle their way in right now. Have the telly set up on the site as well, so it will likely be the source of their pressure for a while. Blake going to call, Virgil getting just in time. Joey makes it through the door here, which is important because that, I think, helps us slip it into the side of offense. But gonna be blown back afterwards, so not too great positioning in post. Nixie finds Sar, but yeah, trying to bust through right there. Townsy getting a ton of damage, but it may not be enough. Carson standing tall, gonna walk forward, and they are forced to back out there. Townsy playing in the cave. Trying to find some
AGB's in the back line.
Damage. Ooh, yep, not gonna go immediately in for the stab though.
Oh, but the soldier is. Dur jumps around the corner. A lot of damage pops Virgil into the Nixie sightline from JFK. Takes that medic out of the game. And now D getting capped up. 5 dead on the side of Froggy. These spawn timers are going to get so long and hard to get to the point when D gets capped up. They're going to get this. They have a banner as well from Dur and that flank. Sar does get a couple good kills, but it's not going to be enough to hold things off because Joey's already alive.
Yeah, those steel offenses can feel, or offense spawn timers can feel so short. You kill them, take the telly back, and they're just right there. The level 3 in heaven is going to give them lots to play around, and they find themselves a bunch of kills off of it. But Sar and Freelander are still dead. 15-second timers, and offense already back alive.
Yep, they're trying to contest lobby here, but they are walking to a bunch of stickies. Moist gonna regret that decision. X's gun goes down in the meantime, so not much gonna be stopping him from walking onto the point. He is gonna try to rebuild what he can here, but he's alone in heaven. Lobby push coming through. They're just forcing Froggy all the way back into D. They now have full control of the lobby, and they get to walk out onto the point.
Yep, coming back in. No, X is still in heaven with this level 1, but it's not actually covering anything other than maybe being a little bit of a nuisance. X is going to exit Telly out. Not sure where that goes to. Goes back to B.
Oh, what if you put something up in Wishbone? No one's there.
X still had the exit Telly in heaven, by the way.
But they get to point, though. 7 alive.
Down, but yeah.
They picked Dur and Hunter, so it's a 77. The level 3 here, though, is so big. Hyphen with the gun. It doesn't die yet either. It's really
X's
off damage.
level 1 in Wishbone is going to find Wish. Almost kills Blake. Gets the, I think they might have gotten the level, Hyphen's own level 3, and level 1 gun drop causes so much chaos that they keep the hold.
Yeah, they keep it for now. Got a bunch of kills on the front lines as well. So all of a sudden, this is turning to a respectable time. Not great, but certainly workable if they are able to go fast on their offense. Nixie, though, swinging in wide with the sniper silent. Freelander stuck in heaven. Jumps by Dur, gets the pack, and Constru gets a big kill onto Joey with Hunter dead. Uber comes out, can't cap all shiny, so they just get to run forward, see what they can find, but too many players here to work with. Townsy and Freelander dead, though. So will Technomo. He will go down, and now this is the last second push onto the point for Froggy, but Dur has Banner.
Yeah, and I mean, Hyphen dies but gets the gun up just to be even more of a nuisance to stop them from coming in. All the DE pressure in the world not going to mean too much if they can't get out of the hallway. Just feeding one after another into Dur. Virgil's going to go down. They got to stab onto Nixie, but it's just consolation. Virgil actually had Uber there. Don't even think that she would have made it onto point had she used. But 622, I mean...
Their previous defense was 630, I believe, right? Around 630, because they had like 37 seconds left.
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so only 10 seconds worse. Even though B was a disaster, right? They bought enough time with their lobby contests on AE that it worked out well enough. They have a workable time. That said, they need to improve on their B push, because we saw they tried E pressure, they tried hard E players flanking, did not work. They did not rotate B fast enough to ever really get space off it. If Froggy can understand what went wrong and correct it, they're still very much in the round.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, 620, you figure if Virgil doesn't get stabbed on D in that last half, they put up a much better defense than this.
Yeah, so we'll see if their offense can match here. This is the last chance. If they cannot get this 622 across the board in time, they're going down to the loser's bracket. So we'll see if they can mount the last second comeback.
Yeah, see if they can get in, because all writing on this, I mean, they can keep this match going, get themselves into that upper bracket final, secure themselves 3rd seed. You know, everyone's looking forward to do that right there, as Lemons, though, not going to make it easy for them.
AGB going for the dead ringers out again. No one feeding on A, though. No deaths coming out this time around as 4X. I really want to see who they send to E early on, because it just did not work at all before. AGB going to be spawning for it, going to be calling out who actually goes through. He has that dead ringer revolver, so definitely going to look to fight whoever comes through. There are some crit stickies left over here. This could actually be big if some players cross in without realizing.
Yeah, I like this setup. They got a debt? No one even... Oh, they see it.
But there's more.
Ooh, true. Oh, yeah, on the side.
Debt them!
Debt?
Come on, guys, debt them! Those 3 kids, there you go!
There you go!
We're gonna die. Joey with a good 2K there, and triples up onto Townsy on B, so a lot of kills coming through, and that's a great adaptation there.
Yeah, I like that, just to leave it. They can't check all of them, he's probably saying, and they don't.
And just like that, AGB fighting them off E. That E pressure, again, from Froggy, falls completely flat. They need something that's going to end up working here. Looks like they just want to send 4 more players. No crit stickies to stop you this time. AGB's dead ringer goes off, and looks like they're going to move in a couple players.
Yeah, the gun maybe going to get set up. Actually not having too much success with it so far, but oh, yep, Townsy and Moist both going down. Stickies from Joey going to do a ton there. Likely was a trap, I would imagine, over that first door, judging by where both of the weapons are. I was looking at E, but some time going over right now, and yep, AGB on that dead ringer is just
Stars
gonna
in heaven.
Pop, go back to the back spot.
Sar and Axa actually got through this time, so they're gonna have a level 3 gun and a sniper staring at the shutter. Now all that's left to do is get to Wishbone. If they can get some key players into Wishbone to stop these rotations, all of a sudden this E pressure becomes threatening. In the meantime, AGB's in the backline. He's gonna be looking for perhaps a sniper pick, maybe a sap on the gun to help his team out, but Pyrus is gonna be capping this up slowly but surely. Nixie not able to hit the shot. Pyrus just jumped in the pit.
Oh, and Sar gets the shot onto Nixie, but yeah, so no counter snipes onto Exa right there. AGB needs to get into the D spawn and then come out of the E spawn and just keep set this gun until it goes down.
He needs the pack. He's gonna burn out.
Nope, he whipped into it in time.
Yep, so this, all the sun's threatening and they do force rotates. Here come the combo classes. Delmain gonna spam stickies onto it. Wish goes down. Someone goes into the pit. I think that was Technomo. Another player goes into the pit. Construed. He's just gonna die. He can't get up there as Spy. He will go into the pit. Let's see the rotation. They are on to B. This is what should happen.
Yeah, well, they're getting kind of the two-pronged pressure here. They have this B pressure, but they still have the heaven.
They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know he's disguised. He's just here. Who's this guy? They don't know.
Townsy, just in time, Moist. Moist, the last voice of reason.
Yeah, they do get the decap, just already looking pretty good overall, but 3.5 minutes left on the clock. They're pressuring onto E still. Freelander has the banner up, able to stay out on the point, but finally to get taken down. Here comes the scout to replace him when Nixie goes down, so no sniper. X is still in heaven. This is threatening Uber through Wishbone. No one can contest. 3X, it's just Dur. He's a good rocket, takes on Pyrus. We're going to get Scout to go get some heals and be able to jump back onto the point, but this heaven control is still held by a Spy of all classes. Now Technomo back onto the point, eats a rocket. 1 HP, needs an arrow. He needs this arrow so bad. Oh, he can't get it and has to leave the point.
Keeps dodging, yeah, wants the arrow, but wants to die even less. Gonna get the pack, come back in. And I mean, they still are in a position to get this. I'd like to see a little bit of split pressure on C right there.
But Nixie winning that SVS is big. Star can't cover anymore. Freelander, big bomb to heaven, does a lot of damage, but just can't clean anyone up. Pyro onto the point, Reflect Rockets does a lot, but Sticky gonna be able to take down Pyrus. All of a sudden, this push not looking too good. No sniper, no demo, and then again, they don't know! They don't know! Okay, now they know. They gets the Dead Ringer out from AGB this time. Don't get backstabbed again, and point presence gonna wane. It's going back to about half cap, so all of a sudden, now C's looking like the best play for Froggy.
Yeah. And I mean, I wish they just needed one person to sit on it, right? Literally get your sniper to sit on C. I don't know. Draw someone there.
Maybe not the sniper, but...
I mean, maybe you're heavy, right? Maybe just send your heavy to C. Have Moist just sit on that. You already probably have it capped, or you pull 2 people over, and you may have capped it already.
Alright, so now bridges are down 2 minutes on the clock. Again, 45 seconds is the minimum you need with a 3X to get this cap through. They are going to lose Exa, which is big. The Sentry Gun has no one protecting right now. AGB wants to look for the sap. Does get spotted, but I don't think they're going to clean him up. He's 1 HP, going to keep his life for now. In the meantime, they are walking out onto E, but this head glitch is so strong for the Heavy and Demo to stand on. They can't get in without Ubering, and they are going to end up going here.
Freelander jumping heaven, gonna see if he can get anything, but Townsy.
That's so unfortunate. They do get some Uber flashing in, but no one is really alive to contest. It's just Freelander in heaven, making some space, but they're gonna lose their Pyro in the back, no lobby control either, and all of a sudden this is looking so bad for Froggy. They have nothing going.
Yeah, Freelander has heaven though. I mean, they're getting some pressure onto Joey, but Conster not able to find anything.
Blake has Uber. If they can't start catching this, they're just gonna press right click and go to the point, and it's gonna be over. And it looks like that's what's gonna happen here. 3 dead on the side of Froggy. Only 1 dead. It's Carson down for the side of Lemons, and now 1 minute left on the clock. 15 seconds is your window, but Townsy's backstabbed. He can't do anything, and it looks like this one's gonna bleed out into nothingness for Froggy.
Yeah, just such a strong start right there, and just unfortunate that it ends kind of going out with a whimper, where so close to capping either a couple times. If maybe, you know, one SVS goes the other way, if Tech Nomo gets that arrow on the point, capping. At that one point he keeps capping, they get it closer, maybe they can stack more people on it. But yeah,
to be. And with 30 seconds crossing, it's now mathematically impossible. No amount of cap time wins this one, so it is going to be the 2-0 on Steel, the 2-0 overall for League of Lemons. They're going to be going on to the winners finals here.
Yep, moving on. I'm not sure if we have a report from the other game. I think I heard it actually been 1-1 on top between Froggieland and Fourth. Check and see if that match is yet. Maybe not, but it will be, as you said, Zach, League of Lemons taking this first match here, moving themselves into the upper bracket final, securing themselves 3rd seed, and sending Froggy down to the lower bracket where they're going to have to fight to stay alive.
And it feels so bad for Froggy, right? Because the entire season, right, both in scrims and in officials, you've been able to consistently take rounds off Lemons. You've shown that you can best them at points. You just don't have the consistency. Maybe you don't have the proper planning in some weeks to get it across the line. And now they've lost 3 maps to them. They're 0-3 against Lemons here. And I guarantee you these players know that they can win these matches. They're just not able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm League, though, I ban Steel next week. I mean,
Over Vigil?
I don't know. It's hard because they didn't see their Vigil, right? I thought that this Steel from them was extremely mortal. I think that if they play 10 halves against Froggy, they win 6-4.
Yeah, I didn't see anything special from Lemons either. Like they looked good in a couple spots, but at the same time, like you said, it was average. It didn't feel like fast fourth, right? And I feel like in that upper bracket finals, you ban Steel against fourth. If I don't know, because upper C doesn't like pick and steal a lot of the time, but for Lemons who are more confident on Koth, right? You might just want to get a payload out of there, and whether they're probably do Vigil, right? Because that's the map they lost to. Here's what's interesting, right? If Lemons ban Vigil and you are fourth, do you pick Steel?
Lemons ban Vigil and you are fourth. I mean, it should be an option, right? That is absolutely something they need to consider. I think if they watch this VOD, Lemons are definitely a beatable team on Steel. Also, I think they're a beatable team on Brute. I think Ashville is a map where if I'm fourth, I'm looking at Ashville and Product as their two comfort maps. Probably banning Product, all things considered. But I think if you ban Product, then, between Brute, Steel, Vigil, gonna get at least one.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that potential pick ban goes out. In the meantime, that's going to be about it for the match. Logs up on your screen if you want to take a look at them. Joey Lemons did very well on Steel. 510 DPM, 19 and 9 overall. Conshoot, again, just not able to get anything going. This was a forgettable night for him overall.
Wow, look at that. I'm checking the logs from Fast Fourth versus Squirtier. 4-1 on Asheville for Fast Fourth. Not, good on Squirtier for taking around their first half of Swiftwater. Squirtier holds Fast Fourth for 10:30. Then on the offense, Squirtier gets to last with 3 minutes remaining. Or 2.5 minutes, unable to cap.
That match, getting close. And that's essentially a mirror what we're seeing here. The 4-1 on Koth and then a contestable stopwatch.
But then they got held on second the next half.
Okay, well that's the Steel. That's the Swiftwater Classic.
Yep. I'm like, wow, 3-minute 05 offense, 2-minute 5. Yeah, okay, they don't only need to cap 2 points. So it will be next week then, League of Lemons versus Fast Fourth in that upper bracket, and I mean that's easily going to be the match that we cast here.
Yep, that's the matchup. That's the 1 and 2 seed that we've been waiting for the entire season. As for Froggy, though, season's not over quite yet. You get to face off against Squirtier in that lower bracket match. Lower bracket semifinals. Winner guarantees top 3. Shiny medal, some prize money, some rewards for your efforts. Loser, unfortunately, will be going home in 4th place with nothing. So that's going to be an interesting grudge match coming through next week. We'll be sure to keep you guys updated on that one if anything changes with it. But as for now, look forward next week to the winners finals, Fast Fourth versus League of Lemons. It's going to be a banger match.
Absolutely. And yeah, as you said, also the lower bracket match going to be going on, so plenty of good Highlander going around, but upper bracket finals going to be where the action is, going to be where you'll find us. So just under 7 days from now, you can catch us right here, same time as always. You know the deal. And Dolphin, do we got 6s later tonight? No 6s. So that'll be it from us. Is Zach any closing remarks?
No, just looking forward to next week. That's going to be, in all likelihood, and unless Froggy or Squirtier can make an upset happen in lower finals, the grand finals preview. So I'm looking forward to that match.
Yep, absolutely. So make sure to not miss it. Again, Monday, 9:30 Eastern. So we'll see you there. Thanks for watching and have a good night.